Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Phoenix Draconis, and this is Kaon Reviews. Now, as you saw in the intro, today's review video is going to focus on Transformers Studio Series Constructicon Scavenger from Transformers the movie. And this is the last piece of the combiner puzzle for this set. And I have to say, honestly, I have no idea what to say. I haven't opened it up. It's been sitting there for at least the past couple of weeks, if not almost a month. I have to go ahead and it was just by pure blind luck. I wound up seeing a loose version of this figure over at Buddy's Toys and Collectibles, which is a toy shop here in San Antonio. However, it was a little pricey, and so when I went on to BBTS, I saw it at a much more reasonable price than what Buddy's had it. Sorry, Buddy. I'm just saying it like it is. So I wound up going ahead, placing the order through Big Bad Toy Store, and it did come in after a couple of weeks. And again, this is the first time I've actually am doing a review of this. I've been pretty busy with job hunting as well as working on a project. So I'm just now getting to this last piece. But hopefully it won't take too much longer for me to do the combiner video on this. So bear with me as I go ahead and do all that. But in the meantime, let's focus on this figure. You got this big old wide open window. Yay. Very nice illustration here. On this side, you have his combine mode. And you have this piece of art wrapping around here. So that is pretty awesome. And then, of course, you have the scene from the '86 movie, as well as the product shots in both his vehicle and his robot mode. So on this side here, it does say number 4 of 5. The only reason why that is there, and I think I did explain it before, is because Long Haul and Hook were boxed together as a 2-pack. So it's not how many figures there are, it's just that how many boxed items there were. But let's go ahead and take one more final look at the figure here. And without any further ado, let's get him opened up. All right, there is Scavenger out of his box and ready to be shown off here. Now, we're going to start off, which is kind of a new thing for me. I do it every so often, is showing off the instruction books. And it does show how to put his bucket onto him. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to turn this around. We are going to go ahead and get one of these to push out this section here. And we're going to go ahead, and there is a peg hole here. There's a peg on here. And all we're going to do is just snap that in there. There you go. And then at that point, just hook that up. There we go. That is it. So, get this instruction out of the way. There's a lot more on here. It's mostly on how to transform him from robot to vehicle mode. I am looking at all this. So, but that's pretty much about it. And then, of course, you have his weapon here. And there he is, right there. Very, very nice. Now, unfortunately, there is no waist rotation here, and that's mostly because of this section here. But all in all, not too bad, though I do have to say the arms could be a little bit longer. Not to mention, he does kind of look like he's got a type of purple diaper on him. But I'm thinking that the DNA upgrade set for this one will probably fix issues in terms of his arms and his feet, giving him a little bit of height and some length in the arms. But again, we will see when we actually get those sets. Sorry, I had a little bit of a whistle there. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at the head sculpt. I have to say, I really like the head sculpt on him. I love the black helmet he's got on, the silver faceplate, and the deep red Decepticon eyes. I mean, really, really awesome. As you can see, as I am pulling back here, he has some really great molded detail on his chest. Really great molded detail on the sides here, on his chest. His arms have, as the light hits it, some really good detail there. I think I have mentioned this before with the blocky sound wave. I may go ahead and try my hand at panel lining. A lot of the figures that I've been reviewing, there have been some people that have made a comment or two about, hey, you should try and panel line this, bring it out more and whatnot. And I may try it, though of course, whether or not I succeed, I'm not gonna go ahead and get anyone's hopes up. But yeah, there he is, and I'm gonna pull back further in terms of this, and you can tell some really great tread line, crotch detail, good detail on the side for his bucket and everything. Very, very nice. Again, it's there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into articulation. His head is on a mushroom peg, can, turn around 360. He can look down a bit, but that is due to the transformation. Can't look up. His arms are on ball pegs here. Ball joints, I should say. He does have some, movement on the shoulder and bicep. His forearm is also connected by a ball joint, so he can go up around 90 degrees. He can turn 360. His hands, however, do not rotate, but they can fold in, but that is due to transformation. And from the looks of it, because I have seen other reviews of this figure, the hands are painted basically. The hands were molded in, looks like a purple plastic, and then they just painted over it. So you can see in person, the color differences between what's on the hand and what's on the forearm. Unfortunately, there is no waist rotation. He does have, his legs are connected by a ball joint, so they can turn, they can go up over 90 degrees, they can go back way over 90 degrees, but it will hit this side here as well as this side. He does have, he can kick up, which will allow him to, I was going to say do the Kung Fu kick. There we go. So he's able to do that. He does have a knee bend, but it is pretty tight. But I do like how it is molded here on the side. So he does have a good range of motion, can bend around 90 degrees. And snap that back in there. He does have a very extreme ankle tilt. His foot can fold in as well as his heel toe, but that again, that is due to transformation. So there he is. And like I said, all in all, very, very nice. So I'm going to take a few shots of him for the end cap, and I'll be right back with transformation. Now, in preparation for his transformation, I went ahead and removed his weapon. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to fold his hands in, like so. There we go. Then we're going to open up his chest. Now, there are a couple of side panels or side notches there, but since I don't have nails, I'll have to use like this or try to hold on to the top section. Once that's opened up, all you gotta do is just pop the head in, and there you go. Now, with that being done, all we have to do now is put this side panel here, and that's going to snap in there. Now for this, all we're going to do now is we're going to fold this in, and that's going to slide in like so. But one thing I do want to let you know, there is on this side here a tab, and there's a slot right here in the back. So that's going to tab in there. And this thing is a little tight, so just letting you know. Once that is on there and tabbed in, you are good. Now, for this side, we need to go ahead and do, we need to at least put this down just a bit. Then we're going to detach this piece here, and oh god, this thing is tight as hell. But just to let you know, when transforming into vehicle mode, or I should say back into robot mode, there's a tab right here, or I should say a slot right here and a tab right here. So, and for those that didn't see it, because I was more than likely out of camera, there is a slot right here and a tab right here. So when you bring them back into robot mode, you gotta take this and just snap that in there. But that we are not doing right now. Now that that is done, we need to go ahead and take this piece and slide it back up. That means this is going to tab over here. This arm will slot in there, and as you can hear, it tabbed. And there you go. All this is tabbed in there very, very nicely and tightly. Now that that is done, we're going to take the feet, fold them in, and then we're just going to go ahead and give clearance to this. Once that is there, that will fold in, and do the same over here. Make sure that is cleared once that is there. And just to let you know, there is a tab right here, there's a tab here, and a slot right there. And there's a slot there. So just a matter of just trying to get everything snapped in there. Ah, there we go. And then we just take the Z bucket, and there we go. Ta-da. And here we have Scavenger transformed into his vehicle mode, he does have that little articulation there. His bucket does fold back and forth, so not too bad. Now there's very, very minimal paint on this figure. You do see it here, here, and here, as well as in the windows and his chest in robot mode and whatnot. But if there is a Toy Hacks label set for these figures, I more than likely will pick those up and will more than likely revisit this figure again, because I did do a pre-order for the DNA sets for not just the figures but the whole Gestalt. So more than likely again we'll be revisiting this figure. But nonetheless, there he is in robot mode. The only thing that I kind of have a gripe about is that this open piece there. But, you know, all in all, it's not too bad. So I'm going to take a couple more shots of him. And when I come back, if I can find all of them, I will show off and do a comparison. Alrighty, and here is 4 of the 6. I still cannot find frickin' Long Haul and Hook. Jesus, I have no idea where the hell I left them. Anyway, hopefully I'll find them when I go ahead and start filming the segments for the combined video. But for right now, I just wanted to show this off. And here they are in vehicle mode. We have Mixmaster, Scrapper, Bone Crusher, and Scavenger. As I stated in the earlier portion of this comparison, I have no idea where the hell I left Hook and Long Haul. So I'm hoping to find those before I start on the combination video. But in the meantime, I wanted to show these off in their vehicle modes. And give me a moment to go ahead and take some additional pics for the end cap, and I'll be right back with my final thoughts as well as my score. Alright, and here we have Scavenger, still in vehicle mode, but you know, I want to go ahead and keep them that way, you know, for the time being. He's not a bad looking figure. Of course, there are some issues that have been addressed in previous reviews that I have seen of this character. But if I have to give it a score on a scale of 1 through 10, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9. It's like I said, it's not a bad figure. There was a lot going for it. I think when it comes down to certain areas of him, I think they could have done it a little bit better. And if you're wondering what some of those issues are, well, he's got the big purple diaper. The height does kind of look a little stout. And the hands, I'm not even sure what to make of them. If they're in proportion with the rest of his robot mode. But, I mean, he transforms very nicely. I think I only had an issue, which is with this area here. But once you start getting that transformation going, it's easy to overcome. Let's see here. And he does have weapon storage right over here. Yeah, so, again, not too bad. But again, that's the score I am giving him. That is my take on this figure. I want to hear from you. Have you picked this figure up? Now, it was just by, and I think I mentioned it earlier, it was just by pure blind luck that I happened to be over at Buddy's when I saw this figure loose. but it was a bit too pricey, so I looked on BBTS, and lo and behold, they had them. So I went ahead and just snagged them. And he's just been sitting there in the box for well over a month. So this is the first time he's actually been out. But nonetheless, he's a good figure. But again, let me ask, have you picked this figure up? And if so, did you like him? Did you hate him? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. As always, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Click onto the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post up new videos. This is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.